Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I wasn't gonna make a video on this because really I just need to get it fixed so I can get it back in use, but I thought, you know, this might actually help somebody, so hey, why not? That's why I've got a YouTube channel. I have a Troy-Bilt XP Series 3100 max PSI, 2.7 max gallons per minute with a Honda engine. Love the Honda engines. And what has happened here, and I'm really not sure exactly how it happened, but we have a leak and it looks like it's from part of the pump. I had already replaced this once, but anyway, it's got a leak down here and it looks like it cracked. I have used it since we've had really cold weather, so I don't think that that's when it went through this, you know, situation where it cracked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that one off and I'm going to see if there's a possibility that I can JB weld it on the crack and put it back together and see if we can get some more use out of it. Probably will eventually go ahead and order the part, but it's $100, and if I can get another summer out of the one I have on here, you know, that's just great. So anyway, I'm going to try to show you guys what I'm doing here to get it fixed. Stick around. Appreciate it. This is the part that is cracked. I'm not exactly sure exactly where it's cracked, but I'm going to pull this thing off. It's pretty simple, and I'm going to try to clean it up, try to find the crack, get some JB weld on it, see if we can put it back together. That's going to be the plan. This bolt here, which there are a 6mm Allen head. This bolt here was way too long for this aftermarket piece. I had to put a couple of nuts on it on the original time that I did this, and let me try to find, I think it's under here. Yeah, it's the bottom one that I had to do that on. I already have that one out. I'm gonna go ahead and bust these other ones loose here real quick. Do this and quite a bit old down here. Might be leaking somewhere down here on oil too. I don't know. But man, this thing's been a great little machine for me. Definitely. Gotta get her going. Had a lot of O-rings down in here. These little plungers work in. I'm gonna clean all that up really well before I put it all back together, if I can get it fixed. So. Take it to the bench. Well, as you can see, this thing is filthy. Sure wish I had a pressure washer to clean it off with. I know, terrible joke. I've got to get it clean before I can really do anything with it though. So yeah, let's take it over to the regular water hose and see if we can't get some progress with it. I'm gonna have to put something on here, help do a little degreasing, I think. I managed to locate some engine degreaser. I really like to have some brake cleaner. I'm just gonna try to spray around on here. Get it as clean as I can get it. I know it's probably not good on these seals that are in here, but I don't have much of a choice here. It's what I have, it's what I'm going to use. And this stuff is pretty sticky on here, so. We'll just let that set for a little bit, and then we'll come back and try to clean it up. I'm going to use a paper towel here and just try to get a bunch of the big chunks off of it. Then I will rinse it again with the water. But see what we can do. Hopefully you'll get to see what I'm doing here. But it's much cleaner now than it was, obviously. I'm gonna give it a good once over. I know what area that it was leaking from, so that should, you know, narrow it down, and that area is right here. The problem is I already have found the crack. I'm gonna try to zoom you guys in on it right here. It's gonna be hard for you to see, but it's right along here, and it kind of goes up to where this goes on for the soap dispenser, and basically it's all the way through into these threads. So I'm gonna try to take my file and clean all this up, and I'm gonna try to JB weld it, but let's be honest, more than likely this is not gonna hold for very long. Looks like maybe somebody tried to tighten it right here and, you know, over torqued it a little bit or something. Maybe they did while I was gone, I don't know. Regardless, doesn't matter, it's busted. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clean this real good and try to JB weld it and put it back together, see what happens. Just gonna shine it up, get it to where we can use some acetone on it, and that'll verify that we've got a very clean working area. I believe the crack goes up into this area here, so we're probably going to have to address that as well. You want this a bright, shiny, clean spot, but you also want it roughed up a little bit. Because that gives something for the JB weld to attach to. Wouldn't hurt if you have some sandpaper or something to go over this as well. That's about as clean and shiny as I'm going to be able to get it, I believe. So I'm going to take some acetone, put it on a napkin or a paper towel, and I'm just going to clean this really well. And then we'll let that dry. I will clean it again, and then we'll try to apply some JB weld to it. Gonna wipe, clean the area with the acetone as good as I can. It ain't gonna be perfect, but if I can get it pretty clean, that JB weld will hold on to it pretty good. We'll just let that dry, wipe it again, and hit her with that JB weld. So I just discovered that the crack actually went on into this area here, so I'm gonna try to take this off. Lose our little spring here, and yeah, we're just going to clean and clean. That's pretty good. Now I'm not going to hold JB weld responsible for if this holds or not, because it's just kind of a screwed up little spot here, but we're going to give her a shot and see what we can't come up with. So I'm pretty sure if you're watching my channel that you've probably used a JB weld product in your time, but just in case you haven't, I'm going to kind of give you a rundown of how this works, and then we'll get it applied on here. Particularly with this particular one. It's a JB Weld Quick Weld. It's the high strength 3127 PSI formula. It's also the quick weld. So it sets within like 6 minutes. It cures in 4 to 6 hours, and I think it becomes stronger 24 to 48 hours later. It's actually workable. It's good for metal, wood, plastic, tile, PVC, ceramic, fiberglass, concrete, and more. You can read the packaging. This is not a sponsorship, or anything like that. I'm just trying to show, or an endorsement. I'm just trying to show you what I'm using. And why I like this product. It's worked well for me in the past. So what you got to do is get you pretty much a throwaway scrap piece of cardboard is the best thing. Try to get something that's clean. This is a piece of a paper towel holder. I have some popsicle sticks. I always bring a couple of extra out just in case you don't want to get any dirt or anything and you happen to drop one. You need to be able to go because, you know, you only have 6 minutes here. So what you do Take that off, reverse it. That opens it up. And you want to do equal parts. Same thing. You just want to get them as equal as you can. Then you want to mix them together. Mix them thoroughly. Now we're going to see if we can't apply this on here and get her done. Now you have to be careful doing right here, because you know it does have to seal back up when you put your actual hose back on here. But what I will do is I will apply this. I will do whatever I can to keep from getting actually in the threads, so it doesn't screw that up. I'll let that dry and I will sand that down, and hopefully that'll help prevent. And like I said, I always like to go past the area, past the problem area. I don't know, I just feel like it gives it a better chance at holding. And you'll see by looking at this, when you're using a popsicle stick on a round object, it just works well. There we go. Now we'll let that set and we'll put it back together. All right, it's been drying, right, I guess about 2 hours now. It's still a little easy to mess with, which is good. I'm gonna take this file and just go over this. And you can see that I've already put this, I guess it's what you call the soap dispenser part back on. And just gonna clean this up. I'm very lightly running this across. There's no pressure being applied really. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to level this back out so it'll seal back off. That feels pretty good. We'll try that. Just like so. We'll go over here and try to reinstall it real quick. The real key to installing this back ride is just making sure that you line up your 3 holes with the plungers that without ripping or tearing the seals. I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to be able to get, because I'm going to need both hands, and it's going to be very difficult to hold the camera here. So I'm going to just ease this back on, and then we'll go from there. You want to suck this thing back up on there pretty evenly, and it might fight you a little bit, so you do. I've got this tilted way up, and it shouldn't be. I was having a lot of trouble trying to get it lined up properly, so this is what we ended up with. I am going to flip this thing back over, and I won't leave it. I'll leave it till in the morning. It's getting dark anyway. And that's when we'll let the oil settle back down overnight. There we go. All right, it's the next day. I have the water hose hooked up. I'm going to turn the water on real quick. And I guess we're going to see if we have a leak or not. If she'll crank. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, a little fuel in there. Put a little fuel in here. Okay, so I told you it's the next day, but it's actually the next day in the evening. So that JB Weld has had well over, it's right at 24-hour set time now. What you call an epic fail. Boo. As you can clearly see, that video was shot back in the summer and I lost some footage, so I didn't upload it. But I felt like since we've had a bunch of freezing temperatures and some parts didn't show up, so I couldn't get back onto the Ford project, and I'd go ahead and upload this video because I'm sure that if you've used a pressure washer and you didn't drain it, you might have busted it. So maybe this will help you fix it. The fix that I made on the pressure washer held up for about 3 working hours before I ended up just getting a new replacement. Well, it cracked through the threads, so I just could not get it to hold. But that is the procedure for putting a new pump head on as well, so I thought maybe it would help somebody. Upload it for this video for this week, and hopefully get the parts in that I was expecting a few days ago, and the weather will cooperate. Maybe we'll get to finish up on the Ford diesel. So that's the video for the week. Thank you guys for liking, subscribing, and sticking with me. I will see you soon.